Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and I've just received an advanced copy of a new product from Ledger called the Ledger Flex. It looks like a hybrid of the Ledger Stax. It is a cryptocurrency hardware wallet, but it looks a little bit smaller, and it has a brand new app on there called the Security Key. I don't really know what this app is all about, but according to the insert, it is to help protect your digital ID. So I want to find out more about this product. Let's go ahead, get it opened up. We'll set it up, and then we'll explore all of the new features of this exciting new product. So let's get started. Let's see what we got here. So this is a USB-C cable, C to C. Most modern laptops have the USB-C connector. If you're using this with a desktop that maybe an older desktop that does not have a USB-C port on the back of your computer, you could of course use a normal USB-C cable that's got the USB-C on one side and a USB-A connector on the other side. There's nothing special about this cable. Any standard USB-C cable will work with this device. Let's see what we got here. And our recovery sheets. You've got your recovery sheet for your backup phrase. And it looks like they've given us a total of 3. You could use it for the same seed phrase, write it down on 3 different sheets and keep them in separate locations, give you a little bit of redundancy. Or if you want to, you could have multiple configurations. So you might have 3 different seed phrases. That's entirely up to you. You can write your seed phrase down on a piece of paper or use metal medium, such as a crypto tag or something where you're storing your seed phrase in a metal format. It's up to you. So if we place this next to a Stax, it's slightly smaller than the Stax. And it's a little bit thicker. All right, you'll see there, the Stax has the connector on the bottom. This has the connector on the power button on this side, connector on this side. Slightly different outward design. So I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the computer so that it can charge. All right, they've got some verbiage here. We'll just tap to continue. All right, Ledger Flex is going to create a private key for us, and we can use this within the Ledger Live app. I'm pretty sure it has Bluetooth, so we should be able to use this with the mobile version of Ledger Live as well. Tap to continue. Yeah, so you could set it up using your phone and Bluetooth, or you could use it with Ledger Live desktop. Or you could just set it up without Ledger Live. I'm going to go ahead and just set it up standalone by itself. I'll go ahead and name it. So give it an appropriate name for your use case. Alrighty. All right, it's going to ask me to set up a PIN. So I'll take care of that. Now I can restore using an existing seed phrase if I want to migrate an earlier device onto this, or we can set it up as brand new with a brand new seed phrase. So I'm going to go ahead and do setup as new. It's going to give us our seed phrase, 24 words, which we'll write down. They'll give us some warnings about the seed phrase. This should be stored non-digitally, right? Write it down, don't take a picture or store it in a digital format like a text file. All right, so it's going to give us a list of words here, 1 through 4. I'll go ahead and get all my words written down all the way through number 24. Make sure that they are in the corresponding slot because the order is very important. So if you're writing it down on a piece of paper, just make sure that you number those words. I like to make a note of what device it is and what the date was. All right, and once you're done entering those words, you'll be taken through the confirmation step. You'll just want to make sure that all of the words are written down correctly. So they will ask you some questions here. It's going to ask us to select word number 1, and it'll give us a list of 4 words. So for each word on the list that you wrote down, just refer to your list and tap that word on the device to confirm each word. All right, and after you've done the confirmation phrase, you can tap to continue. All right, so I've initialized the device and I've written down my seed phrase, and now I'm ready to connect it to Ledger Live. I might check these settings here. You can change the name. They'll tell you about the Ledger device. You can set your lock screen. I like to turn my auto lock off while I'm going through the setup. All right, and we can bring in a picture from our computer just like we can with the Stax. We can turn the sound on and off. We can set the language. Okay, so we'll do that within Ledger Live. Okay, and then there's another arrow down here. There's another set of settings here. Change PIN. We've got Bluetooth enabled. NFC is not enabled yet. They might add more functionality for that as time goes by. We've got our battery settings here. We can always have it display the percentage if we want to. And then in the advanced settings, we've got a pin shuffle so that each time you enter a digit, it will shuffle the pin screen. And then we've got passphrase functionality here. We can use temporary or set to an additional pin so that in order to access your passphrase configuration, you simply enter a alternate pin when you're waking the device up. So all the functionality of the Stax and all of the previous ledgers within the settings. So let's go ahead and connect it to Ledger Live. All right, so the first thing you'll notice is that there is a new version of Ledger Live. So always keep your Ledger Live up to date. Always keep your firmware up to date. I cannot stress this enough. There are a lot of people out there that don't think they need to update the device. They keep it in a drawer for 3 or 4 years. They don't update it on their computer, and then they run into problems, down the line when they go to use it, and it's hopelessly outdated. The updates are there for a reason. They keep the device with the latest features, the latest security updates, the latest bug fixes. So you need to run those updates. And then a lot of people are afraid to run the updates. They think somehow it's going to put them at risk. Please don't be afraid of the updates. I would be more afraid of not updating than updating, right? Keep your device and your software up to date, please. And then finish. And when Ledger Live relaunches, it'll be the newer version. All right, and there's the new release notes. I'm going to go over to my Ledger over here. And we're going to need to allow the secure connection on the device. So we'll go ahead and allow that here. And so they see it. Yeah, it's a Ledger Flex. It says Europa on there. So maybe they think I'm in Europe. I don't know. But the English is my language. Remember in the settings, they said that it was going to be done through Ledger Live. So let's take a look here. So we have English, French, and Spanish for the 3 languages that are supported right now. And then we could add the lock screen here if we wanted to, an NFT on the device, or you could upload a picture from the computer. I won't do that right now. I'll go ahead and update the firmware. There is firmware available for the device, so we'll go ahead and take care of that. Enhance performance. NFC improvements to support upcoming wireless use cases. We talked about NFC, near field communication. This is NFC is the signal that you use when you're doing Apple Pay and things like that, very close. Okay, there's some more verbiage when you disable auto lock, which I did. Some warnings. Yeah, let's hit, go ahead and install that. You can see over here that it's installing an update on the device itself. I may be the first person doing this. There might be some other influencers out there that got advanced copies, but their server might be going, hey, there's somebody updating a Flex on here. All right, there it is. So we're going to go from version 1.01 to version 1.11. We'll confirm that on the device. All right, we'll go ahead and just tap install and let it go forward. And you can see it updating on the screen and on the device. All right, it's asking for me to enter my PIN. All right, and then I'll just hit finish in Ledger Live. I'll need to allow the secure connection on my device because we're reconnecting to Ledger Live. All right, so I'm gonna wanted to see if that security key was available. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and install that. And while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and do Bitcoin. All right, total capacity is 1.12, maybe slightly more than the Ledger Stax. Not a whole lot, about the same. A lot of people have mentioned that the Ledger Stax and the Ledger Flex have less app storage than the Ledger Nano X, and they're a little bit upset about that. The reason why that is because the OS controls the screen, because we have a secure screen. All of the cryptographic operations occur on the secure element chip and also power the screen. There is no intermediary. There is no MCU or coprocessor involved on a Ledger Stax or a Ledger Flex. That is why they need more room for the OS, because it is powering the secure screen. Got everything installed. I'll go back up here to Portfolio. Now, notice that there are a bunch of accounts on here already. That's because I was already using Ledger Live. All of these accounts are connected or associated with my other device, right? My Ledger Nano X. So if you're going to create new accounts that are associated with your Flex device, you should name them accordingly. So for example, if I decide I want to create a new Bitcoin account on the Flex, it's going to ask me to open the Bitcoin app on the device. And I'll hit open here. And so we've just created a new account that is associated with the Flex. What do I mean by associated with? Well, we have the Flex connected. It is generating the account information from the private key of the Flex. The Flex has a master private key. When we installed the Bitcoin app, it generated a Bitcoin key. When we connected the device and added an account, it has now generated a public key and will allow us to generate multiple Bitcoin receiving addresses. But this Bitcoin account is tied directly to that Flex. So within Ledger Live, we don't want to get confused. So we should name this account accordingly so that we know that it is based on the Ledger Flex and not my Ledger Nano X, right? So when I connect my Ledger Nano X, I won't use this Flex account. If I want to manage this account, I'll need to make sure the Flex is connected. And when I'm managing these other accounts, I'll need to make sure that I have my other device attached. So you need to name your accounts accordingly so you know which device you should have connected when you go to manage them. All right, so that's the setup, basically. We can send and receive crypto. I'm a little curious about this security key application. So the Ledger Security Key app is available for the other devices, and it allows you to use your Ledger device as a passkey for signing into your accounts. So you could, for example, tie your Ledger device to your Coinbase account. You could set up your Ledger Flex as a passkey for your Coinbase account so that the only way to get signed into your Coinbase account would be to have the Ledger Flex device available and with you. So no one would be able to sign into your account from another location because it would be device specific. That's the beauty of passkeys. And of course, with the Ledger Flex, you could carry it around with you and use it from your laptop or from a relative's house or something of that nature. So it's basically a way to secure your digital assets with your Ledger device. Like I said, this is an advanced copy, so I just wanted you to get a feel for the size, the weight, and the features and the screen. Obviously, it is using the e-ink display, two-dimensionally a little smaller than the Stax, but just a tad thicker. So an interesting design choice. So I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more about the Ledger Flex as time goes on. If you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.